Thank you, great job. Are you ready for our next finalist? Isn't this fun? Okay. Our next finalist is Lauren Chiren from Bristol, England. Lauren is the founder of Women of a Certain Stage. She works with UK and US employers to support their female talent to flourish through menopause. So please put your hands together for Lauren. Welcome.
Hands up if you've had a life experience that knocked you sideways. Perhaps it really played with your sleep. And getting up in the morning, you were dragging yourself out of bed. Your concentration was shot, and thinking straight throughout the day was nigh on impossible. Maybe your self-esteem and your self-confidence had hit rock bottom. And perhaps you just started questioning your own sanity. But what if you could wake up in the morning, jump out of bed, be full of energy, and know that you can achieve whatever you set your heart to? What would it be like if you had a metaphorical kit bag that you could dip into and get your resilience tools out and know that whatever you put your mind to that day, you were going to achieve? That would be great, right? Well, that's my journey. So would it help if I told you a little bit more? It's the 5th of November, 2014. I won't forget that day. It was my birthday. And I've been called into I've been called into a meeting with my boss. I'm walking up the stairs to his glass-walled office, and I can see him sitting at the round table where he holds his meetings. He's got a sharp navy suit on, pinstripe. Guess which industry I worked in. White shirt, close-cropped grey hair, and he's peering at me through his grey, piercing eyes. Lauren, sit down. Hi, Rob. How are you? We need to have a chat. You're walking around this place as if you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders. And I can't remember the last time I saw you speak up in a meeting. I'm sorry? I don't understand. Well, quite frankly, I think that you need to think about your future. I think you were far happier when you were doing that personal training stuff. Well, that meeting knocked me sideways. Have you ever had a meeting or an experience, you just come out of it and you feel as if you've been sucker punched? Yeah? At that point, I was really confused because the week before, I'd been given the top performer award of all the senior execs at work. What gives? I really was questioning my own sanity. Well, I took a few weeks off work, worked from home, and towards Christmas time, I took my son on holiday. I'm a single parent. My son's got chronic health conditions, and we're frequent flyers in and out of the local children's hospital. On the last night of the holiday, I sat bolt upright in the bed next to my little boy, and I started shaking and crying, and I phoned my doctor. I also wrote my resignation letter for work. I thought I had early onset dementia. I had no idea what I was going to do about bringing up my son. I figured I was going to have to find someone to bring him up for me. Went to my doctor. He asked me a bunch of questions. He's quite cute, my doctor, by the way. It's not a hardship looking at him. And he says, "To be sure, Lauren, you've just been through the menopause." Menopause! I was the happiest menopausal woman on the planet. Because I didn't have early onset dementia. Go me, right? I knew in that moment that I was on a mission to save any other woman in this planet from going through what I went through for 18 months. I wanted to make sure every single woman that I came across, that I could reach, that I could get in touch with, knew how to recognize signs and symptoms of peri and menopause, and knew where to get the right help and support so she could make good decisions, not leave a job not knowing how she's going to pay the bills looking after a little boy. I want to educate businesses. I want to make sure that they become menopause savvy and menopause supportive, so they protect their female talent. But how do I do it? I signed up and trained as a business coach, an executive coach. Didn't work. And then HCI comes into my life. I signed up for BHC, and I followed my way through that. I signed up for Mastery, and I'm working my way through that. I started getting a few clients. I also got a part-time job because, quite frankly, I needed still to put food on the table and somehow work my way through expenses. But I picked up a few clients, mostly from doing talks. Social media is a bit beyond me, I'm afraid. I try now and then. However, just as things were gaining momentum, life did what it does so well and came along and bit me on at Easter. And just as I thought I'd cracked it and I knew how to build a coaching business, the little job that I had decided they didn't need me come the summer. And what should have been a routine appointment at my son's consultant wasn't. He needed 2 bladder surgeries to protect his kidneys and make sure that he kept them in reasonably good health. Well, we had the first surgery really quickly, and that went well, but the recovery was horrendous. I lost all momentum building my new clients. That went out the window, and I just had to look after my son. Coming to the end of the summer, I had no idea how I was going to pay the bills. The expenses were mounting up, and I was actually running down the fridge and the freezer because I had no idea what was going to come next. And then the next thing, I'm sat at my computer at home, and I'm being asked, are you all in? All in. And Bria says, are you all in for the 10K challenge? I went, I'm all in, because I had nowhere else to go. I didn't know what else to do. I followed week in, week out, everything that I was supposed to do. And one thing that I did differently was I lent into my tribe. I asked for help and support. I asked when I was stuck for people to support me, and they did. I've never felt so much love and so much giving from people in all my adult life. In fact, I don't recall ever experiencing it. As a tribe, we are unique. We are stronger together. And what we can achieve when we pool our resources and let go of what we think other people want of us is just unbelievable. I invite you to call on each other, to let go of what everyone thinks, what you think everyone thinks of you, and just be your true, authentic self. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.